All right. Let's get this fun and excitement going. So I'm just gonna do a few fights here, probably just on auto fight, to get some points for event quest completion. Yeah, I don't think the team I use is really gonna matter. Not really. Okay. So let's just take out Spider-Man. No reason in particular, but he's not going to be used. Actually, could probably just mainly go with a mutant team. Yeah, we'll keep Corvus because we need a Cosmic on the team. Okay, and let's do that. Okay, cool. Very good, very good. Mark, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yes, it has been a while indeed. I think this is only the second time I'm streaming this week. I finally got a new phone, and so I'm liking the new phone, but it was taking me a bit of time to get used to, because it's a bigger. So previously I was using an iPhone 8, and now I'm using the iPhone 13, which is much larger. So one, it was taking me some time to get used to just holding it, and then two, the case I had initially is a fair bit different. So the case I had been using was an Otterbox, which is rubber, so the grip was much better. And I had been using a plastic case, so my grip wasn't very firm. And so my fingers kept slipping when I was trying to play the game. And I wasn't liking the positioning for having the phone connected while streaming. But anyways, so new case, new phone, and now it feels better when I'm streaming. Finally quit MCOC a while back, heard Antivenom and Null are coming, so piqued my interest. MCOC worth coming back to. If you've been playing it, you know what you're getting into, so yes. I wouldn't suggest somebody who hasn't played the game. I don't think currently is a good time to be playing the game as a new player. Not that it's a bad game, but I think if you've never played the game before and you start now, well, I don't know, because I don't know if you're familiar with the control issues that the game has been having since the beginning of July. The timing is off for like parry decks. That's the biggest thing. It's just controls. So if you're used to how the controls work, you would notice a difference. If you're not used to it, maybe you wouldn't notice a difference. But why I don't think it'd be a good time for somebody to get into it now is that if you try to get into it and you realize the controls don't work very well, it's going to turn you off. But if you're already familiar with the game, you know how things work, then okay, you can maybe accept that, okay, right now there's some issues. But yeah, I think as somebody brand new to the game, I wouldn't recommend somebody starting. But yeah, if you're familiar with the game, you know what it's about, you're just interested in some characters that are coming out, yeah, sure. Now, I was grinding Act 5, almost uncollected. Good for me to come back. Have a go and see if the control issues are a real problem for you. If not, then you're good to go. If you are, they aren't really compensating people for the control issues. So you could end up having to spend a lot of resources because of the game not working properly, and you're not going to get anything back from Caban. For me, I mean, most of my time is spent in Arena. I haven't really lost any Arena matches because of the control issues. There was a thing last month. Yeah, I think it was within the first week of this month. And doing that, there was maybe 2 or 3 times where I definitely noticed the control issues were costing me. But outside of that, it hasn't been a big deal for me. But the issues, Nimrod is in the game. I always miss good things. Well, he's still in the game. He didn't go anywhere, so he's still there. You may have just missed his introduction, but you didn't. Like, if you play the game, you have the opportunity to fight against him for the next couple days or to potentially get him. So, yeah, you didn't miss anything as far as that goes. But if you're thinking of getting back into the game just because there's champions available to get, don't forget, the only ways to get them is going to be through the arena. So if you're a big arena grinder, although if you're not uncollected, then you wouldn't have access to the featured arena. So that's out the window. So then really the only way to get them, to get the new champions, would be through opening crystals, which that can get expensive. So yeah. I don't, if I were to quit playing the game, I don't know if my interest would be piqued just because of new characters, to be honest. Because to get new characters is pretty, well, to get a 3 or 4 star of a new character isn't bad if you're able to do the arena, but if you're not uncollected, you can't. So that's kind of out the window. But I think really outside of a 5 or 6 star character, you're not going to get that much use out of a new character. So, but I mean, hey, if you want to come back to fight against the new characters in the new EQ for October, then yeah, sure. But to actually obtain the new characters is not going to be that easy. But I think this coming Wednesday, we'll have the new event quest. There seems like, I don't know if you were around when there was the Summon Symbiote, I think is what it was called. But that's coming back for October. So that was a kind of cool thing when they had it initially. So that could pique your interest. But yeah, so a brand new player, I would not recommend somebody trying out the game. But somebody who's familiar with the game, at the very least, knows how it works when it's working properly. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't say how long ago you quit, but I like incursions. Other people might not. I don't care for war. I'm doing war currently. Oh, also, I think probably by the middle of October we're going to get 7.3. But if you're still in Act 7, you've got a ways before you'd be there. But I mean, there's lots to do. But the grindiness of the game, the RNG for Crystal, like that's still the same. Yeah, it's definitely not a game I would recommend to somebody looking to play a mobile game currently. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't like. There are a few people that I know used to play. I don't think I would really encourage them to get back into it now either. I keep thinking I might take a break. MSF, is that Marvel Strike Force? Yeah, this is the only mobile game of this type that I play, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. And for the last little while, really all I do is arena. Well, I mean, I guess you get to a point where once you've gotten worked your way through most of the stuff in the game, there really isn't that much other to do than arena anyways, so. So how long ago did you stop playing? So I think once I get a little bit of this event quest completion stuff done, a few milestones done here, I'll probably run the full run of the 6 stars 4 months ago. Yeah, so you would have stopped just before the control issues cropped up. So yeah, if you were to come back, you would feel a difference for sure. Yeah, not coming back to MCOC then, one mistake equals all your revives with control issues. Looks like I just tried to fight through what made me quit the game. Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody would get back into the game. And the thing is, too, if you haven't played it for a while and you get back in and you start having the problems with the control issues, if you're not aware of it, you're probably going to think, oh, you're out of practice or whatever, so it's probably you. And then you check the forums or whatever, and you'd realize it's not you. And I think that would be really frustrating, probably just turn somebody off. When 7.3 is supposed to drop in October, I'm not going to rush through it, but I'll work on it. But if I'm finding that I am having a lot of issues because of the control problems, I think I may... I mean, I could still just keep doing Arena, because that's pretty much all I do now. But yeah, I might just take a break. And so they don't... they're working on what's causing the problems, but they don't expect to have any firm resolution until next year, 2022. So I could see for myself just saying, maybe just not logging into the game until then. But I'm pretty sure if I went a week without logging into the game, I don't think I would come back. It's really too bad too. Because I think what they really they need new people. Which there are definitely people who are picking up the game and starting it now, and I don't know if you're brand new to the game, you wouldn't know one way or another about how the controls should work, right? So, Green, how you doing? How is your day, evening coming along? Marvel Strike Force is dealing with woke issues. Silver Samurai was delayed because the symbol on his armor offends some people and they scared of losing money, so he's coming next patch. Damn. You're doing horrible. Uh-oh. That's no good. That is no good. Well, but if the symbol on his armor is what it is in the comic books, then I think they should go with it. If the symbol that they have is different than what the actual character has, then okay. But just did Mystic Disperse Green Challenge. You got 2 trash pulls. Uh-oh. What did you get? Who'd you get? Ooh, I need to resize the chat a little bit, I think. After sitting here for 2.5 hours. Yeah, that would be annoying. Let's see here. The symbol on his armor is the rising sun symbol, which is offensive to Koreans. A century-old beef affecting mobile games in 2021. Yeah. You got Nova and Electra? Ugh. Yeah. And they buffed Nova not too long ago, so he's not going to get any more love for quite a while. He could definitely use it, though. So I'm going to go through, complete this. much longer do I think I've got about another half hour until the daily EQ resets. Because I've already done pretty much everything for the monthly EQ that would give me points for EQ completion, so. Nova Buff did nothing, just like Rona. Yeah, and I think it was similar for Gamora, right? And you could hold off on the caps. You don't need to be typing caps so much. Omega Red was finally added. Too bad he's a legendary, so I won't get him in a while. What does that mean if somebody's a legendary? Just harder to obtain, or? Is Marvel Strike Force a pretty popular game? Okay, so we're getting through there relatively quickly. I've heard of it. I've never looked into it at all. I did try Realm of Champions twice, and I didn't care for that. I know that Future Revolution game was pretty popular, or in beta was looking like it was going to be pretty popular. I don't know since it's gone live how it's working out, but yeah. Yeah, Omega Red actually was one of the characters I was really after as a 6-star in this game. And I got him in the spring. Yeah, in the spring. And his arena is coming up for him being in the basic arena. So, an opportunity to awaken him finally. To be honest, if I put down this game for a week, I'd probably do nothing on this game anymore. Yeah, same here. Yeah. You need a category of certain characters at a specific star. An ISO level for Omega, you need 5 stars, which takes a while, and ISO is a bottleneck in the game right now. Okay. Yeah, I think for MCOC, ISO and gold. Like, I think a lot of people have ISO and gold shortages in MCOC. But for here, if you're starting out, it takes a while to be able to save up ISO and gold. Because when you're starting out, you're ranking up champions all the time. I did get a 6-star Professor X yesterday along with Howard the Duck. Oh, okay. Professor X is not bad. And since the buff for Howard, I think people are liking him a fair bit more too. So there's a lot of pixelation going on. I don't know if that's because it's the new phone or if it's my connection. But it's not consistent. So I'm thinking it might be the connection. Yeah, I might. So right now I'm just using a wireless connection. I might try a wired connection for the next stream. ISO serves a different purpose in MSF. You boost your character's perks with it, but noobs and low mid players don't need it. Where I'm at, I need all the ISO. Okay. You got 37 6-stars. Nice. Very good. Which one's your favorite? Or do you have a favorite? And do you remember who your first 6-star was? Mark, have you tried Future Revolution, Marvel Future Revolution? I haven't actually watched a stream of anybody playing the game, but I have seen people streaming it. He's at R3, okay. I guess that's why he's your profile pic then, right? Okay, so I think that's about as much as we're going to get from there for now. Oh, we've got 2.5 hours, so okay, let's get into the arena. Because that's what we're here for, right? Well, let's get at it. You know, I find him a really good champion for intercepting. I think it's because he's got a really shallow dash back. So you're able to dash back and intercept right away before the opponent is able to counter it, which I quite like. Yeah, I think this will be the fastest. No, this will probably be the fastest. I don't feel like going anonymous mode on my PC with BlueStacks just to play a mobile game. Okay. How come you can't download it? It's not available in your area, or you gonna head to bed? Got school in 6 hours. All right, dude. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I had it on my phone. I think while it was still in beta, on my old phone, and I haven't re-downloaded it on the new phone, but I don't think I'm gonna try it. I mean, I spent a lot of time playing this game, but other than MCOC, well, I played Clash of Clans for a while, and I had another space game, or I still have it on the phone, that I do log into regularly. I don't really do anything in that game though. But outside of that, yeah, I'm not that big into games to begin with, and really not that big into mobile games. Although maybe that's unfair, because yeah, like I spent a ton of time for MCOC, and I mean, all of the streams and videos for my YouTube channel are MCOC, so maybe I do spend a lot of time on mobile games. It's not in your app store for some reason? Okay. So I think the beta was only available for the Canadian app store, but I think the release version should be available anywhere. But maybe not. Maybe not indeed. Okay, I don't know if he is... No, I don't think he'd be considered metal, so he should be good. I haven't streamed in the evening for quite a while. This week I think I've only streamed once. Marvel Future Fight is fun, made by the same company, yeah. Yeah, I think there's a couple. So, Kabam's got Future Fight, MCOC, MROC. There was what was it, Transformers Forged to Fight or something? I think that game is still going, but that really dropped off. But I think it's still playable. Just not as popular as it was initially. How long did you play MCOC for, Mark? I tried out MROC. I play it if the gear system wasn't so bad. Huh. Yeah, I only tried that for maybe about half an hour or so. I don't know. I just didn't like the... Oh, it just wasn't something I felt like spending time playing, so... So, I mean, half an hour probably is not enough time to make a good opinion one way or the other, but you played it for 6 months. Okay. I think if I stopped playing MCOC, the one mobile game, space mobile game, I'd probably still be logging into. But gaming in general, all I'd probably end up doing is playing StarCraft. I started playing it again this week. I hadn't played it for almost a year. But getting back to that slowly. The only thing I do like with the mobile game, I can play it anywhere. I don't have to be in front of my computer to play, so... Mr. Manfalcon, how you doing? How's your day coming along? Once you pull a gear, whatever stats you get, you have to deal with. Most games have a reroll mechanic, but MROC. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. So I don't like. They're not saying that they're going to have a gear thing for MCOC, but there's a new, or they've suggested a new aspect of the game called relics, and people are suggesting that would be like gear. But if they don't do it well in MROC, that might not be. I mean, a lot of people have said like if they do the relic thing or whatever, that would be it for them for MCOC. I figure I would definitely play for a little while, but yeah, I'm not interested in a gear kind of system in MCOC. If I want to play a game with gear, I'll go back to playing World of Warcraft.
Ladies and gentlemen,
because I mean that's well, I played it for a long time, and that whole system works really well there. Doing good, just chilling before work tonight. 2.5 hours to go, then work for 6 hours, hopefully. Hopefully only 6, or... Hopefully you get to go for 6. Nova and Annihilus are the two characters I hate fighting against. This game in gear is like salt and jelly. How would that even go together? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how this relic system is supposed to work, and I think it was supposed to be introduced this year, so we don't have much longer. But it's not going to be for the October update. At least it wasn't in the patch notes. So, I mean, that only gives it November or December. And it could be, too, that they may have put that off, considering the control issues. But they've been pretty much full steam ahead with everything else, it seems. Regardless of the control issues. Hopefully only 6. It could easily turn into 8 or more. Depends how many people turn. Ah, okay. Oh, that kind of sucks. I mean, your shift should be your shift, right? Like, but I guess, yeah, you go until the work's done, so. Ooh, I can't dex his L1 anymore. And initially I thought it was me, but I think now it's due to the input timings for things. It could be kind of like what had happened with Sentinel for a while, where the timing on his L1 had changed where you couldn't punish it anymore. That's a possibility too, but I think it might just be the overall control issues. Because, I mean, I went from being able to pretty reliably dex to that L1 to not being able to get it at all, ever. Ever. I can see if it was just costumes, only affects how the character looks, but they can just add the character instead of a skin, so it doesn't work either. Yeah, so the gear in this game, it'd be interesting because people don't really want like 7 or 8, 9 stars, right? But if you don't add a star level, how do you increase the power of the champions? So people don't necessarily want 7 or 8 stars because that's just, you know, a resetting of collecting the champions and rank, blah, blah, blah. So if that's out the door, then how else would you do it? Well, gear, right? Some way of being able to upgrade components of your character. But then people don't want gear. So we're gonna have to. I mean, 7 stars are going to be a thing. Yeah. So, but then again, I mean, maybe we get to the point where the game is done before we get to needing more powerful champions. I don't know, but I think we'll definitely see 7 stars before at least Kabam packs it in for the game. But I guess we'll find out how the relic system works. Yeah, I definitely stick around to see what it looks like. I think for me, though, because I'm not that familiar with games in general, really, so I don't have anything to compare it to. Like, whenever somebody talks about gear, I just think of, like, World of Warcraft. That's the only example I've got for that, so... And, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to work like that. More levels, ranks, I milk that until it gets played out, then let the game die. Yeah. I don't even know what it looks like for a game to be dead. I don't know if that just means, not a big community, or if that means the servers have been turned off, or what. I would assume, though, as long as they're making a profit, they would leave the servers on. They might not add new content as frequently, and fixing problems might take longer, but relics might end up like Horsemen and Norsemen, maybe, with a few champs benefiting hugely while others only get a mild boost. Huh. Okay. Will be too bad when this game dies. Probably will never see a game with graphics like this again. That's funny. So even on the iPhone 8, like, I can definitely tell that the graphics are really good. But with the new phone, it's brighter, and it's a bit of a bigger screen. And I was thinking that earlier. I'm like, man, the graphics on this are so good. Oh, that would be a really bad idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would. Yeah, I know. The graphics, the animations, the background. That's what I was noticing on this phone. The detail in some of the backgrounds, it's just unbelievable. I think their art department should be running the company, because they got their shit together big time. Yeah, I don't know, like... Oh, so they did suggest something about a PvP mode. It's not live PvP, but... I guess maybe it would be like an incursion system, where you go into a completely different menu from anywhere else in the game. So I guess they could do that like that. That'd be really interesting to see if they ever had a live PvP in this game. That would really change things, though, too. Dies in game terms mean when servers are turned off most of the time. Other games are so boring they say it's dead because nothing happens. Yeah. Yeah, so I think as long as they're making a profit, it doesn't have to necessarily be as big of a profit as they were making a couple of years ago, but I think as long as they're making some kind of profit for this game, we'll have access to play it. But when the cost of running the game, when it becomes a loss, yes, then I could see servers being turned off. So how are things there, Man Falcon? Live PvP would be so toxic in this game, and the lag would be god tier. The hype is legendary. Mr. Showers, how you doing? Yeah, so I I went for a couple calves for Hyperion, and well, that I mean, it wasn't unexpected, the results. Guess that's the best way for you to put it. And even before I started buying the crystals, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then afterward, I was absolutely like, why did I do that? But I might do another two. I don't, maybe not, because I think I'm not going to do the arena for Null or Anti-Venom, but I might go and buy 10 crystals. Oh, because that'd be 3,000 units. But I might go and buy them when both Null and Anti-Venom are in the featured calves. Things are getting a bit hectic with the Delta outbreak in Auckland. Looks like it has beaten our efforts to kill it. Really? Uh-oh. I was looking... Like, I look at the trends every now and then for different places, and Australia is, like... It's really too bad, too, because majority of this, Australia, both New Zealand and Australia, like, have had very few cases. And recently, Australia's case count has just gone through the roof. New Zealand's looks like you did have a little peak there, but it's kind of gone back down. But yeah, I think this is just going to be part of life, and it's a matter of, do we keep going with the restrictions and the closings, or do we just accept that people are going to get ill and die? Because really, the only way to and it's kind of like what New Zealand and Australia did. You had severe, hardcore lockdowns, and that's why the numbers were so low for you guys. But obviously, that's not necessarily the way to go, right? Because you open them up a little bit, and boom, you've got it. If you're going to try to do these boring objectives, yeah, I'm not. I've gotten through some of them, but I'm not really. I think that setup for that stuff was just a little bit ridiculous for some of it. But a more exciting PvP mode may boost the game, at least for a time. This game has been PvE focused for so long. It needs something to give it more flavor now. So I think that was the idea of MCOC, actually. I think MCOC was supposed to be their live PvP for the Marvel mobile gaming. Mr. Ish, how you doing? You're up late. What are you doing up so late? They failed hard. Yeah, and I really feel that MCOC suffered because of MROC. I think not necessarily, not the control issues, but I think if not for MROC, we may have seen a lot more attention given to MCOC. Now, they said that resources wouldn't be moved from MCOC to MROC, but that's absolutely not true. Like, easiest way to see that is if you go to the MROC Discord, their moderators are also MCOC moderators. So if their forum moderators or community moderators, managers are sharing responsibilities for the two, I don't see why it wouldn't be the same for their game designers and stuff too. My sister lives in the UK and they are just living with it now. She went to Spain recently and going to Malta soon too. As long as you're vaccinated, you can travel, etc. Yeah. He's up late because he has the ish. Okay, Jacob. So have you talked moving in yet, Jacob? We talked about shared accommodations and whatnot. Ooh, did you get the Adaptoid down? I actually got COVID, so the sore throat is very annoying. Oh, snap. Okay. When did you get your test back? It's Poor Man's Mobile Legends Bang Bang with more glitches and crashes. for MROC? Are you going to try to go to sleep soon? Yeah. So I'm guessing you're not going to school then, right? For MROC, yeah. Yesterday, okay. Adaptoid down. Congratulations. So were you vaccinated, Icy, or no? I think, at least, yeah, I think it's in general, under 12 and under aren't vaccinated, but over 12 you can be. You are vaccinated, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you can still contract it, it's just not as severe necessarily. Anyway, just wanted to check in with you. Yeah, I should be here tomorrow if you're live. Yeah, I guess if you're not in school. So then, are you doing school remotely then, or you're just not interacting with school at all? Yeah, I should be streaming at some point tomorrow. Now that I have a case I'm more comfortable with playing, I'll probably be streaming more frequently. Because yeah, trying to stream with that other case was not fun. I tried it yesterday or the day before, and yeah, just the way I had to position my fingers was, yeah, I couldn't get used to it. I'm up to 644, got halfway down a path, just mucking around. Did 643 last night though. A few revives, and Corvus dealt with Darkhawk. Yeah. Very good, very good. So, Man Falcon, do you see New Zealand taking that approach anytime soon, where just basically looking at it as a seasonal illness and going about life as close to normal as possible? Or do you think the lockdown shut-ins are still going to be the way for the next little while? So in July here, all restrictions were gone. That was it. We were done. No masks, blah, blah. Then 2 weeks ago? No, a little more than 2 weeks ago. Masks were put back in place. Now you have to have a proof of vaccination to participate in society. And nothing has been said by the government, but there's a lot of speculation that we're going to go into like a hardcore lockdown. And some are saying like, well, I guess by tomorrow, because they're saying by the end of the week, but nothing has been said by the government. But I guess we'll see. But I've had lots of practice of staying at home, playing video games, and watching TV, so I'm ready for it. Oh, and I'm stocked up on toilet paper. 4 a.m. New Zealand time is a good time to stream. Give them something to watch after work. I think I know the origin of MROC. When you were a kid, you ever had an idea of a game and told it to your friends and thought it was the coolest thing ever, and your friends say, no, this is trash, and you move on? Well, one of the devs got ultimate power. No one ever told him his ideas were trash, and he made his idea a failing mobile game. I think we will follow the UK, US, and just live with it. They are talking vaccine passports and restrictions, but ending the lockdowns. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening here, I think. The thing is, yeah, you can be fully vaccinated and still contract it and still spread it. The thing is, if you contract it and you're fully vaccinated, it should be a less severe case than if you're not vaccinated. At least that's what they say. Yeah, I feel that it's just basically once every year or twice a year, you're going to have your booster shots or whatever. And that's the way it is. So yeah, I think what a lot of people were suggesting for MROC is that it's what bases would have been in MCOC, because we had that for like a long time, bases coming soon or whatever, and then they basically scrapped that idea, and so people feel that like that would have been a different game mode within MCOC. I don't remember what it was I didn't really like about it. I think it was the controls. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, I didn't care for the controls. They just seemed really convoluted. But I think, like, MCOC seemed pretty convoluted until I got used to it as well. So if I had given MROC a chance, I probably could have gotten familiar with it. But it wasn't appealing enough to give it that chance. The biggest troll on MCOC bases? Well, I think maybe now the Wish Crystal is going to be the biggest troll. Now, bases was something that was in game, and they were alluding to it or suggesting it was coming. Whereas the Wish Crystal has just been something that they've written about twice. But I don't see that happening anytime soon for the Wish Crystal. Yeah, so I don't know if that pixelation, I don't know if it maybe is the stream. Yeah, I'll have to try changing my connection to a wired connection and see if that resolves that pixelation. Which crystal those in Dragon Ball Z called Dragon Ball? Oh, okay. Huh. So how does it work? So I think what they had suggested for MCOC was that you would be able to pick whatever number, like 5 champions, 10 champions, 20, whatever, and put those champions in a crystal. And then from that crystal, you would end up getting one of the ones that you had placed in there. Yeah, that was basically how they suggested it would work. Is that what it's like for Dragon Ball? For the Dragon Ball game? You being sarcastic? Oh, okay. I've seen people playing the Dragon Ball game. I've never tried it, but I've seen somebody streaming it on Twitch. Looks pretty intense. That's not a bad idea, but yeah, still too much RNG. Yeah. Well, it would really just depend. Dragon Ball Legends. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It would depend on how many champions you select from, right? Like if you, I mean, yes, there would still be RNG. Absolutely, like that's the game is based on luck or chance. But yeah, if it was only a pool of, like, if you only selected 5 characters to place in the crystal, wow. That really increases your odds of getting the one you want. But if they made it like 20 or something, yeah, the likelihood of you getting exactly who you want is not going to be as high for sure. Oh. I play that. It's fun, but it's gotcha. So don't expect the best luck. Yeah, yeah. Hey, have any of you seen Venom, the Venom sequel yet? I think it just dropped today, right? I think when it's streaming, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not. I don't. I don't expect to go to the theater for that. I think the only movie I see going to the theater this year would be Dune. I don't think I would go for the Eternals or for Spider-Man. But yeah, I want to see Dune in the theater. Just saw What If Episode 8. I have it. I haven't watched it yet. That's if Ultron won, right? I think that's the title of it. I'm almost finished watching Van Helsing. Got a couple more episodes of that, and then I think I'm going to start Rick and Morty after. Once I'm done with Van Helsing. Eternals looks meh. It's obviously a setup movie for future movies. Huh. Well, Iron Man was a setup movie for future movies. The first Iron Man. Because that set up the whole MCU. I want to see Spider-Man though. Yeah, I will watch it eventually, but I'm not gonna like Dune. Maybe I won't see the first weekend, but I do want to see Dune pretty soon after it's in theaters. Spider-Man, I'd be okay with taking my time to see that. Eternals, I don't really think I care one way or the other. Venom, yeah, I'll look to see when that's streaming probably. But Iron Man is awesome by himself. Who knows? Eternal, yeah. Yeah. It's interesting the way how this is going for Marvel though. Like where you had, I mean, you had what 15, 18 years of movies. Then we've got about a year of not even quite a year of TV shows, and now we're back to movies. Man, I watched the Snyder Cut a while ago, and I could see rewatching that. I haven't. I've only watched it once, but I feel that's my favorite superhero movie, and I really wonder how the DC movies would have done if that had been the first one out. If the Snyder Cut was the first movie, like rather than Wonder Woman or I guess rather than Wonder Woman or the Batman versus Superman. Like if the Snyder Cut had come out and set up all of that, I think there would have been actual competition for the MCU. Not that it would necessarily have been better, because the MCU still would have had, quite a bit of time ahead of DC, but Let me know if you can still hear me. Maybe not, because it doesn't look like there's any movement going on. Okay. Oh, it just looks like it just glitched for a minute. Now it seems like it's okay. Interesting. Okay. Onward and upward. Black Widow didn't do as well as Disney expected, so they're spamming their movie. Well, but the thing with Black Widow, though, it was only available through streaming initially. So I don't think it wouldn't have done. Like I think any movie in movie theaters is always going to do better than a streaming movie, than a movie you watch online or that you watch at home. Because going to the theater, it's the whole experience, right? So, which is why so many movies were delayed when you couldn't go to the movie theater. Marvel must be making some serious coin from all the movies and TV shows. Yeah, dude. So there's some big thing going on currently between Marvel and the owners of the rights to the Marvel characters or something like that. I just read the headline. I didn't really understand what the whole thing was about, but like it would have been subpar, but a big reason for the Snyder Cut working is because the original was so bad, and when a franchise is built off making remakes to make up for trash, it's doomed. But I didn't like the Snyder Cut because I disliked the original version. I liked the Snyder Cut because I had a better understanding of what was actually going on than I did from the original version. So the Snyder Cut, and partly why it was so long. See, I think that's what was supposed to have come first. Like that was supposed to have come before Wonder Woman. Because Aquaman was after that, and Cyborg and Flash don't have their own movie, so only Aquaman came. So Wonder Woman was the only one that came before. Superman and Batman came before as well, but I don't really know if those necessarily tied in. But from the original version, I didn't really get where Cyborg came from, or the Flash. Well, yeah, or the Flash really. But with the Snyder Cut, I understood where they came from. So it allowed me to understand those characters and how they fit in to that overall story. And then Aquaman as well, because in the original, Aquaman is just there, right? And then you had the Aquaman movie after the fact, and then there's his origin. So yeah, it made more sense to me. Also, I liked how the mix of storytelling, character building, and action it worked really well. Because like usually you'll have action here and there for a movie, but you'll have some character development, some storytelling. So you've got really dry, boring parts. But I didn't really find that so much with the Snyder Cut. For the majority of the Snyder Cut, I felt really engaged. It was like, even for the slower parts, for the character development, I was really interested. And also, with the Snyder Cut, you got to see a lot more of Darkseid, which in the original, you didn't really see very much of him at all. So, and in the Snyder Cut, he seemed like more of a threat than in the original. I could get 40 minutes off the movie right now. Batman, want to make it tea. Wonder Woman, yes, boo. Now start the movie. They both weren't written well, to be honest. It should just be called Superman because that's what the movie is about. Yeah, I kind of felt that way too. Another movie where I felt that way was The Watchmen. So when Dr. Manhattan was kind of discovering himself, like once he figured out he was being manipulated, then he took care of business. which is the same thing with the Snyder. Well, the Justice League movie. But yeah, I felt like with the Justice League movie, if Superman had been present from the get-go, then you've got no movie. But I think that's what happens, though, in any story where you have an overpowered character, right? As long as that overpowered character is present, well, any threat is going to be neutralized, so it just is irrelevant. Well, and yeah, because they wouldn't have invaded Earth if he was present, right? Because like that was the reason Steppenwolf went to Earth, was because there was no Kryptonian. I did feel that the end, though, went a little bit too long. So yeah, I think they could have cut out a lot of the ending. If Steppenwolf gave Superman an actual fight and Superman finds out that there's someone even stronger than him, Darkseid, then yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah. Yeah, see, now I it was quite a while ago that I watched the original release, so I don't remember it too well. But from that one, I felt that Steppenwolf was the big bad, and that he had his boss in the background. But for the Snyder Cut, I felt Darkseid was the big bad. Like it didn't feel like it, and I think that's how it was supposed to be, right? Steppenwolf was more just a henchman. But in the first version, I thought he was the main villain, doing the bidding of the guy behind the scenes. But so I don't think this pixelation was happening the other day when I was streaming. So it's got to be the connection. But I will need to check the settings that I've got. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why I'm so looking forward to Dune. Like I don't know anything. I watched the 1984 movie recently, but other than that, I don't know anything about it. I never read the books. I never watched any of the TV series. It's just it's probably one of the few movies that I really want to see simply because of a trailer. Like I've seen trailers and been okay, I want to know the story behind that movie. But this one, I don't know what it is. And I think because I'm looking forward to it so much, I'm going to be disappointed. Which is partly why I think I liked Shang-Chi so much, because I had no expectations going into that, and I quite liked that movie. Another thing that doesn't make sense, but you can ignore, is all Darkseid had to do is wait until Zeus died and then attack Earth. There's literally a few million year gap between Zeus' death and Superman coming to Earth. But I think, wasn't it that he didn't know that Anti-Life was on Earth, and it was only after Steppenwolf is back this time, that he knows that anti-life is on Earth? I mean, maybe I'm getting that mixed up or something, but I think because that's his only interest, right? For Earth is just anti-life. And the Snyder Cut Darkseid attacked Earth, not Steppenwolf. The first time. But see, I think that's part of the problem. The first movie, it didn't really have the whole story, right? And I think that's why, at least for me, it seemed like I didn't know what was going on. It could be also old age and just being a bit senile, but but when he first came, did he know anti? But because I think it was the second, like when Steppenwolf came to Earth, and then he identified that what Darkseid wanted was on Earth, right? Like I don't think that was known initially. But initially they repelled him though, right? See, I wouldn't watch the first release again. So yeah. I don't even know why I watched the first one. I think I watched the first one just because it was available to watch. Because yeah, I'm not overly familiar with the DC characters really, outside of like Batman, Superman, even like Aquaman or Wonder Woman. I don't know anything. And then Cyborg, I think outside of the movies, I don't think I'd even ever heard of. Boomer, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Where's the webcam? Oh, just lazy. I mean, it's not like it's anything big to configure, but so normally like during the day I don't have it on sometimes just because of the glare, but now this time, to be honest, I'm just lazy. Also, how's it going? It's going all right. It's going all right. Cyborg is basically Vision, no difference. Yeah. Okay. How you been, Boomer? I haven't been streaming for a while, so I've only streamed. This is only my second stream for the week. So. Yeah, I think so. Now with this new phone, I think I'm going to end up using my iPhone 8 as my webcam rather than my iPhone 6. I don't think it's really going to make any difference quality-wise. The iPhone 8 camera is supposed to be a little bit better than the 6. And actually, it shouldn't be any big deal to... Yeah, it should just be a matter of plugging it in and just... Oh, no. Actually, yeah, so because I'm using the phone as a webcam, I need to have an app so that it's registered as a webcam rather than the phone. So I do need to set that up on the iPhone 8. 6-star Hyperion is a beautiful thing. Yes, he is. But I am not going to be spending the time or units in Arena for him. I did spend some units for the crystals, which, well, That definitely didn't get me anywhere. The real problem is Warner Brothers trying to wipe out an Infinity War without realizing or just not caring why Infinity War works. Yeah, so that's what I was getting at, where I think the Snyder Cut, if that had come out first, there could have been competition. Because you had years of story building, character building, and the DCU tried to just drop Justice League and be like, oh, here you go, here's our team movie, right? And it's like, no, man, there's no comparison. I came here for an advice from an elder of the universe. See what I did there? Marvel reference? Wow. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, okay. How do I stop stressing about something and just do it, get it done with? Well, one is to stop thinking about doing it and just do it. Not so much stressing, but I have the same issue for making videos. Like I'll think, oh, I should upload a video or record something or whatever. And often I've got the recordings done, and it's just a matter of like putting it together, a bit of the video editing, thumbnail, and it's like, oh, blah, blah. And it's like, but as soon as I start doing it, it gets done pretty quick. But sometimes I'll think about doing it more. I'll spend a couple days thinking about, oh, do I want to do this, blah, blah. And once I get started, it's done. Done pretty quick. You are my elder. Yeah, I am your elder. That's how you make people not fear something anymore in therapy. Expose them to it on a regular basis. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean, I think that's the hardest thing with most things in life, right? Is just doing it. Hence the Nike slogan. Just do it. There you go. That's how I felt about week 10 of Summer of Pain. So it dropped on a Wednesday. I didn't even enter it until the Thursday or the Friday. And it didn't go well. And then initially I was like, well, I'm just not going to do this. And I thought about it. And I started getting nervous about it. And once I actually got into it, I was doing it, it was fine. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Those few comments helped a bit. So what is it you're contemplating or stressing about? You just did all of the weekly challenges and got your 6-star hood awakened? Okay. I don't even know if his awakened ability... I guess I could just go and look. I don't even know how important his awakened ability is after his buff. Like, prior to his buff, that's where he got all his utility from. I don't know if that's still the same. I don't think the L2 would finish him off there, so it should finish him now, though. Yeah. You can't say? Oh, okay. Wait, are you thinking of I don't know what the term is used nowadays, but asking a girl out? Because, I mean, same principle, just do it, but, I mean, there's also the fear of rejection with that, right? But, here's the thing. Well, wait, let me see, make sure find out if that is what you're contemplating, because there's no point in going to a whole spiel about it if you're not contemplating that. You haven't seen any people since the pandemic started? Yeah. Okay, so then I don't need to go into that whole spiel. I mean, it's obviously a hell of a lot easier for somebody to say do it, as opposed to being the person that's, you know, contemplating whatever the action is or whatever it is to do, right? Because there's something I've been thinking of doing for freaking years, and it's just a matter of making a phone call. It's a trivial matter, really, so for my own dignity, I shall not mention what it is. Alright, dude. Yeah, I think regardless what it is, if something is nagging at you, the only way to resolve it is just to address it and get her done. Or get it started. Make that phone call, so I know, eh? The problem for my thing, though, is that if I seek the information that I'm looking for, it is possible I won't get the answer I'm want. So the reason I haven't is simply because there is the possibility of getting a negative response. And if I do, that will make things real quick. Even though I've been putting it off for years. Oh, damn. Damn, son. So, Mad Falcon, do you think you're going to stick with this job for a while? Or are you looking or thinking about looking for something else? Thank you for the advice, Knights of the Round Table. I shall now proceed to keep chatting. Wow, you keep making insinuations or alluding to the age of people. Wow, okay. Alright. It's okay. I've lived long enough to be old, so... And I'm not even old. Although, I say I'm old quite often. I think it will suffice for a long while. It is busy and lots of overtime potential and guaranteed work at a supermarket. To what? The age? Oh, no, because you'd said something about the Elders of the Universe, now the Knights of the Round Table, you know, like all like ancient things. It's alright, Boomer. It's alright. Damn, I got through the 6 stars a little bit quicker than I was expecting. Oh, no, I guess that's about right. About an hour. Yeah. About an hour and a half. And then we'll get a little bit done in the Summoner Trials. The Knights of the Round Table one wasn't meant to be that way? Oh, okay, that was just the acknowledging the wisdom, I assume. Basically semi-retired, so part-time work is all I want. 24, 30 hours a week is plenty for me. Yeah, I think I've said this many times, but definitely not right now, considering we're adding restrictions. And I don't want to do something where I've got to wear a mask all day. So, yeah, nothing. Probably not within 2021. But yeah, I want to find something to do. 4 hours a day for 3 days would be perfect. And yeah, I'd be fine. Like maybe doing like what you're doing, or working at a gas station or something. Just something where I'm not a 9 to 5 or yeah. Which I suppose. So there's a labor shortage in Canada currently because people don't want to work. So it shouldn't be hard to find something. But I think maybe my reasoning for not wanting to work might be why there's a labor shortage. No, that's why I said it, so it wouldn't be taken that way. However, in the end, it ended up backfire. Yeah, because you're so young and disrespectful, so I just expect that's the way it's going to be. You're 19, right? 19 or 18? Told it down. Oh, you know what? I just realized. So this can't be my connection for the pixelation, because on OBS, which isn't dependent on the connection, I'm seeing it pixelating there. So it's actually my settings. So that is something I will need to tinker with later. All right, so let's put up 400,000 here. I usually like to start the Summoner Trials day one, get to at least 500,000. I want to figure out something to put at the top of the screen too. Or like at the top of the stream. So it used to be where the gameplay or the iPhone was covering all that, but because of the size difference, so the aspect ratio has changed a bit. And I could just leave it as the black borders that show up by default, but I did crop that out. But I'm not too sure what I would put at the top of the screen. My soul started to mature a bit, even if it is only slightly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hood's Awakened ability is nice to have. Also, it was extremely useful when the first buff came out. Okay. Let me go take a look and see what it is. Where is the hood? The hood is here. The hood becomes immune to all stun effects. Firing a bullet while invisible has a 30% chance to steal 10% of the opponent's current power, gaining twice that amount in the process. Oh, okay, so it's basically the same. Oh, no, it's while invisible. Okay. So previously, it was when invisibility was on cooldown that he became stun immune and had the power steal. Okay. Dexter, how you doing? But now I looked at the re-released buff and I was disappointed. Yeah, that didn't seem all that. It's funny. So it's basically the same thing. They moved it from invisibility cooldown to during invisibility. That's the only difference. Huh. I used to be able to regen easily, and I didn't need a stupid synergy to gain 3 bullet charges. You know, I don't even know what he does since this buff. I should actually just go through and read his abilities, but I really liked his regen when they first did the buff. Yeah, his regen was like 1-3% per heavy, and now I don't regen. Yeah. Adam, how you doing? How you doing? You're doing fine, Dexter? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I think this is the second stream this week. And now that I'm comfortable using the phone with the case, should be back to streaming on a regular basis. Ooh, although I am going to need to figure out what's going on with this pixelation, because that is a little bit annoying. Well, it's not annoying for me, but I'm pretty sure it'd be annoying to be watching. Well, it is annoying for me because if I'm doing something, I want things to work properly. His regen after previous buff was... Yeah. No, I liked that, though. I was okay with that bug. But that bug got fixed pretty quick. I think the way that was working, that probably was... Yeah, that was stronger than the Diablo healing currently. And Diablo is... Wait, do you need to have... I'm trying to think. No, you don't need to have the poison on him, because the poison reduces the damage taken and increases attack. Yeah, so that doesn't... The poison doesn't... Well, no, the poison does contribute to willpower healing. But his overall healing, no. New phone. How's the iPhone 13? How's the hardware? Any crashes so far? Review. Yeah, so I'm still crashing, but it's not every 20 minutes. It's about... and it's actually not... So on the iPhone 8, it was reliably crashing every 20 minutes to half hour. Now this crashes not every hour, but within an hour, I would expect a crash. So before, I'd be streaming for 20 minutes, 22 minutes, and I would look and I'd say, okay, it's about to crash, and probably within 30 seconds it would crash. Now, I could be streaming for an hour, and I'd just be able to say, okay, I've been streaming for an hour, it's probably going to crash, and it might not. The phone overall, like really, this is pretty much all I do on the phone. So the battery life is way better because it's a new phone. Initially, I wasn't liking the way I was having to hold the phone. That was, and I was thinking it was because of the size, because it is a little bit bigger than the iPhone 8, but it was actually the case that I was using. So the case that I had for the iPhone 8 was a rubber case. So, once my fingers were placed on the phone and I was playing, there was no movement in my fingers. But the case I had initially with the iPhone 13 was a plastic case, and so my fingers were slipping a lot. And then because of that, the positioning of my thumbs kept changing and was causing me to mess up when trying to fight. Now, with this case, it's back to what I'm used to, and so that's been fine. So yeah, I'm definitely, and I don't actually find it difficult at all with positioning due to the size of the phone. Yeah, so I quite like it. Feature-wise, I don't really see anything different. The biggest difference is the removal of the home button, which anybody with an iPhone 11, 10, 12, you're already familiar with that. For me, this is the first one without the home button. Although I gotta say, I'm pretty much already used to it, to not having the home button, to having the facial recognition. It's because every time seal would expire, he'd regen. So they consider it a refresh now instead of a new seal being. Okay. Yeah, Hood isn't somebody I use. Well, and to be honest, unless you, because previously, like there were different people who liked using the Hood for his own abilities, but previously the big thing for him was the benefit to Ghost. But now that the time, whatever it is, on her recovery from her L2 has changed for Ghost, you're not really bringing Hood on a Ghost team to avoid recoil anymore. So unless you were somebody who wants to use Hood for himself, he's kind of irrelevant. As there was so much excitement because I remember we were discussing about hardware-software relations. So yeah, from here, engine has to get better. I'm sure iPhone 14's around the corner. No, well, if not for this game, I wouldn't have gotten the iPhone 13. Well, I wouldn't have gotten a new iPhone. So the biggest thing for a new phone would have been the battery, which I could have replaced the battery on the iPhone 8. Although I think depending on how old the phone is, you're better off just getting a new device. I think the iPhone 8 will still be relevant for a while, but eventually they will stop providing support for it. Like as in when there's new iOS versions, they won't be applicable to the iPhone 8 eventually. Congrats on the new phone. Use it wisely and long. So, yeah, eventually I would have gotten a new phone, but it wouldn't have been 2021. If not for this game, probably end of 2022. No, they didn't change the synergy. The synergy is still there. It's just that I don't think it's because of the control issues or input issues. That's what most people are suggesting. I honestly feel that Kabam changed the recovery time on Ghost's L2 so that you can no longer phase the recoil with Hood. There had been posts on the forums about it for quite a while, and it took them a long time to even say it was something they were looking into. And it was funny. Their response to the forum posts was, do you have any, can you point to any gameplay of where this doesn't work and when it did work? And it was funny because the responses that people gave was like, yeah, search YouTube and you'll find stuff for the last 3 years. I saw the response and I was like, oh no, you didn't really do that. Yeah, no, you just can't phase recoil anymore. So what has happened is when she does her L2, you used to have a split second where you could dash back before the recoil would register. So she would do the L2, she lands and she does like a little jump or a little hop, and within that timing of that little hop, you'd be able to dash back and avoid the recoil. So what's happened now, and this is where people are figuring that it's the input issues. She does that little hop, but when you try to dash back, it doesn't register. Like your input doesn't register. And I don't think that it's the input issues. I think that they actually just changed the timing on it. And because of the general input issues, they can kind of just say, oh, it's an overall bug. As opposed to, no, we changed that. They asked about videos where you could phase recoil. It was so dumb for them. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so why I thought that was a bad... Like, I get that they have to ask the question, but it's two things why I thought that was bad. One, they don't know that they can search YouTube for gameplay. And two, the Ghost has been out for like 3 or 4 years. And that was one of the big benefits with her, was you could run suicides and take absolutely no damage with the hood synergy. Yeah. I mean, hey, I don't expect that every single person working at Kabam can be familiar with every single character. But there are 2 characters in the game that I think for quite a while now people would say are the 2 most powerful characters, Ghost and Quake. Now, that doesn't mean that anybody working at Kabam has to be an expert on playing them or anything like that, but they should understand that those are your 2 overall most powerful characters, and they should know why they are the most powerful characters. And that was one of the biggest features for Ghost. I mean, obviously her damage in general and being able to get around incoming damage is a big thing, but also she was the only character that 100% could get away with taking no damage while running suicides. You have other characters that would take damage and be able to heal it back, or could avoid certain portions of suicide damage, but she's the only one that can take no dot damage and no recoil damage. So Magic can get away from some of the recoil damage, but not all of it, because, well, if she's only got the bleed debuff, she could get away with taking no recoil. But if she's got both bleed and poison, then she will end up taking a little bit of damage from recoil. Justin, how you doing? Well, you got to be doing pretty well if you got 6-star Claire. Congratulations. That is definitely a nice champion to have. Who were the other 2 choices? Not that it really matters. I think she was the right pick, but I think the only time that she would be a difficult pick, actually, would be if Doom is an option. And the only reason I would say Doom, just because they're both mystics, so resource-wise, they're using the same pool of resources. Other classes, you don't have to consider the resources, so it could be, like, okay, if you prefer Warlock or Apocalypse or whatever, right? But if it was Doom or Claire, then you got to consider, do you have the resources, blah, blah. Dexter is enlightening a noob like me on the ways of the game. So, I think, like they do in patch notes, put what things are being fixed, but I think there should be a list of things that don't work, so that somebody could just go and, like have a problem, and simply go like, oh, was that me, or is that, a problem in the game? Because their forums are terrible. Like, yeah, finding information on their forums is so bad. Other two were OG, Daredevil, and Blue Cyclops. Okay, that was an easy pick. Your alliance mate was telling you to go Blue Cyclops? But the thing is, he wouldn't have gone Blue Cyclops. And taking a champion because of a possibility of a buff? Nah. You saw the bug fixes for upcoming update? I saw some of them. What was the last one? Because there was a couple that I was like, really? Why are you even bothering? Claire's a great champ, one of the best mystics in the game. Yeah, I think honestly the only mystic that I don't feel is better, but I think the only mystic that I could see somebody saying is better is Doom. Yeah, I wouldn't say Diablo, just because he is limited if you're facing a poison immune character. I do think Diablo is one of the best mystics now. But yeah, I think Claire and Doom are the best mystics. And in my case, yeah, I would put it in that order, Claire and then Doom. There were a ton of bugs no one knew were even a thing, and they fixed it instead of top priority ones. Well, yeah, but it could be bugs that had been there for a long time, and so they're just trying to get the older ones out. Well, here's the thing, though. Well, this is probably why it might seem like a priority to us to be fixed, but not for them. And I think any bug that makes us use resources, that is not a priority for them. Absolutely a priority for us, but not for them. Ooh, I got lucky. She should have totally let go of that heavy. I can't wait to dupe my Groot and hard 3 him. Alright, Dagger. Calm yourself. We need a solar tier list, especially since Seaton has retired from doing them. I think there's a few people who do them, though. I had thought of that quite a while ago. And I wanted, not that I'm any astronomer, but I wanted to have like the top tier being like the supernova or the solar flare or something like that. And then the meme tier would be like the black hole, where you just throw your resources into and you get nothing for it. How? So almost 2 hours and 2 crashes. On the iPhone 8, that would have been about 4 crashes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Uh-oh. I think there's a follow bot going on here. That's interesting, though, because I saw that bot active on another two Twitch streamers a while ago. Gotta go to the gym now. Just wanted to drop by and give a like. Have a good stream. All right, Justin. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And have a good one. Sounds like you have it all sorted for a tier list. Just do it. Yeah, no. This was not something I was contemplating or struggling with whatsoever. So just do it does not apply here. I really like the style that I think it's Kingslayer MCOC. So he does the fight comparisons. I like those. But he also does like a tier list thing, but it's like a scrolling tier list. Ooh, and I was just totally not paying attention there. But I really like those actually. One, I just kind of like that type of listing or whatever in general, because I've seen it for other things. But yeah, for MCOC, I think it works quite well. Yeah, if I were to do a tier list, though, I would only go by champions I use. So it wouldn't be useful to a lot of people. Groot is just the best champion in the game. That's why I want to dupe him in R3. Okay. You keep thinking that there, Boomer. I think whenever they do buff him, they're gonna have him with that rooted mechanic that they tried. What was that? There was some event in particular where that was present, and that's the only time they've ever had it. But I could see for Groot that they have that, and it's a mechanic people did not like, but I think it would be applicable. It would make sense for Groot to have that ability. So I'm not really I'm only looking at the phone for the most part, so I'm not really looking at the gameplay. But is the pixelation like pretty consistent, or is it just intermittent, like here and there? I should go to bed once I get this done, but I think I'm going to go play a game or two of StarCraft probably. It's funny. So since I started playing StarCraft again, I'm not getting to bed until like 2 in the morning. And I've been doing relatively good, like going to bed like 11 or 12. Discrete but persisting pixelated stream. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think it's the OBS settings, most likely. So I think I need to look, because there's, yeah, maybe the settings, I need to change them. Because, yeah, I'm not sure what that would be then. But it's got to be something because it's the iPhone 13. we shall see. I do feel though with this, because I'm able to get through like selection stuff a lot quicker. So I think overall I'd probably be able to get through arena faster. Maybe not like a ton. But if I'm having less crashes, I'm going from the selection screen quicker from one match to the next. Like, yeah, overall it would definitely speed things up a little. Oh, yeah. Not like that. Oh, I did it twice. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Come on, bro. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. Okay. We just need 49,000 more to get our first session of Summer Trials done. Ooh, yucca. Guess this is just honeymoon period and then life will kick in. I always take any Apple device with tons of salt. Well, yeah, but the thing is too, I'm going from an iPhone 8 with a 75% effective battery to a brand new device with obviously a good battery. So yeah, it's going to seem like a major improvement, at least at the very least, as far as that goes. Like for example, I'd been watching TV for probably 2 hours. Then I went out for a walk. And even prior to watching TV, I'd been using the phone in my room for about maybe 2 hours. So that's 5 hours at home, about an hour out for a walk, so 6 hours. And then I came back and the phone was at 57%. So I wouldn't have even gotten an hour non-charging time with the iPhone 8. So right away, there's a huge benefit. So yeah, I can watch more TV when playing the game. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. There we go. Okay. Mesh, how you doing? As regarding the pixelation, I think it's not iPhone at the moment. If you restart your PC, then the thing may get fixed just like the last time. Possibly. Wait, hang on, because here's another. Wait, no, I can't do that. Okay, here's a quick way for me to find out. I'll plug in the iPhone 8 and we'll see what happens. Because yeah, I don't think the iPhone 8, we're going to get the pixelation at all. You're doing well. Very good. So yeah, we'll do this next match once the iPhone 8 turns on. We'll do this final match with that and then see. But it's only at the fight. Like right now, just doing the refresh or the help button, it's not doing it. So it's only when I'm actually in a fight. Okay. And Okay, so I will just unplug this one. All right, and out there. We'll bring that up. And I think so. The ratio is probably going to be a little bit messed up, but yeah, the ratio is gonna look kind of weird. By the way, with my current 4-star roster, I can only reach up to 300k for a round. God, know when I'll be able to reach all milestones for 4-star arena. Well, to be honest, though, 300,000 isn't too bad. So for Summoner Trials, usually what I'll do is I'll run. Oh my lord, this seems so different. Holy crap, that's crazy. So on the other phone, like I have 5 characters per row, and now it's only 4. So when I'm doing the Summoner Trials, I'm usually only doing about 500,000 points at a time. So I'll do 500,000 points, and then either like I'll be done for a while, and then come back later and do another 500,000 or whatever, or just take like an hour break or whatever. But this looks sharp and clean. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just the OBS settings with well, let's see how this works with the actual gameplay, if there's any pixelation. But yeah, if there's no pixelation now, then it's a matter of the OBS settings for the 13. And yeah, it looks like it's fine. So it is probably, I just need to look and see. I need to change up some settings. But that's good to know, because then I don't need to bother trying to set up the wired connection. This feels so weird. Oh my lord. It's so, I mean, it's only a couple days that I've been using the new phone, but going to the iPhone 8, like even the screen seems so small. Holy. And prior to the 8, I was using the iPhone 6 to play the game. Seems like iPhone 8 needs some closure before you move on. Yeah. Yeah, so there's no pixelation now, right? Yeah, okay. All right. So most likely what it is that the output from the 13 is greater than the settings that OBS is accepting. All right, so let's go back to 13. And okay. All right, now I'm just turn this one off. And we'll do one more match and we'll probably get the pixelation in. So yeah, most likely before I stream again, I'll figure out what is going on there. I wonder if it's actually just because... okay. Let me try... So this match should probably be all screwy. I'm gonna do one other match, and I'm gonna go to like basically the full screen for the playback and see if that makes any difference. So what are you up to currently, Adam? What you got going down? Okay, so we're gonna do one more match. But go to the full screen. Okay. No, that's not quite the full screen. So this will be. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we're probably going to still get the same thing here. 13 is too much for your settings, I guess, or bitrate or encoding or something is mismatching. Pixie still is, yeah. Well, somehow fixed my sleep cycle and just started my day and jacked my work now. I saw your stream. So let's see if this makes any difference. Because what it might also be, well, before I speculate, let's see. Okay. So I think what it might just be because I've got the, on the other layout, I've got the phone condensed. So I think that might be why we're getting the pixelation. Okay. Yeah, because there's... Oh, wait, no, we're still getting pixelation here. Okay. So it's not the sizing. So I guess it was OBS, which was trying to resize on fly the 1080p. Yeah. Now it seems like it's coming straight up from Retina display. Let me see. Yeah, so I can't change the OBS settings while live. Yeah. Yeah, it's stuff I could mess around with later though. And let's go here. Yeah, so it's only the gameplay, like just going through menus and stuff, it's not doing it. Yeah. Let me just see. Let's see what this does. Let me try one more after changing that. No, it's a 3-star. Yeah, it's. It's fine now, right? I think. By the way, does 13 output 2K, 4K output? I don't. You mean like as for pictures or videos? Oh no, we still got pixelation. Okay, yeah. So I'll need to look and see. I wonder if that's a problem on the 12 as well. Okay, so let's bring this back down. There we go. Does iPhone 13 output 4K? Yeah, I don't know. I've done a couple screen recordings, just of some crystal openings, and I haven't taken any actual pictures. I've taken screenshots. I did one movie where that looked a lot better. Like I made a movie on a video recording on the iPhone 8, and I did the same video recording on the 13, and the one on the 13 looked a lot better. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I will need to mess around with the settings to figure out what's going on with that pixelation. Anyways, that is it for me for this arena craziness. But yeah, thanks for coming hanging out, and I will catch you guys later. Take care.